Hello students, today we will continue with this third part of the video of chapter number The Arrival of Europeans in India, lesson number 1. Now in this part today we will cover with the expansion of British rule in India. Now the expansion of British rule in India between 1797 to 1857. Now the expansion of British rule in India Now, in this part, the time period when the British realized that instead of remaining to a limited area, now started interfering into the politics of India and started expanding slowly, and in due time they covered a large part of India. From the map itself, you can easily make out what they have done. Slowly and steadily they started expanding their rule in India, and at the end, they could cover maximum part of India. Now, on page number 4 of your textbook also, they have given us the image, but in that they have mentioned the date 1757. But in this, you can see the map of 1797. But now, in this map of India, you can make out earlier they were limited in the smaller areas of India. Earlier you can see this part, they were limited in this smaller part of area of India. But in the next map of India, you can see that by 1840, they could reach this maximum part of India. They had covered many places. But by the end of 1857, almost like the whole of India was under the British rule. Now, in this part, we will cover how the Britishers came into direct conflict with the then rulers of India. By this time, the East India Company was in a race to earn more and more profit. According to the order which was being passed in Bengal, only the company will not pay the tax. However, many of the British officers who were also engaged into private trading did not pay the tax as well. So, as the taxes were not paid by the company as well as the British officer, as such, the income of the tax collection in Bengal reduced. To this, the Nawab of Bengal, Murshid Wali Khan, opposed this. But the same dispute kept on recurring during the time of Ali Vardi Khan, and after Ali Vardi Khan, his son Siraj-ud-Dawla became the king. But to solve the dispute, Siraj-ud-Dawla got involved into a major battle in the history. Now, in this part of the story, we will discuss about two important wars. That is of India rules and the East India Company that defined their supremacy over Bengal and other parts of India. Now first we will begin with the Battle of Plassey. The Battle of Plassey was fought between Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dawla, and East India Company. In this part, you will be able to list the factors that led to the Battle of Plassey. The reason for the defeat of Siraj-ud-Dawla in the Battle of Plassey. Now, the view of the East India Company. According to the view of the East India Company, the large fees demanded by the Nawab and the local rulers to carry on trade was unfair. The enlargement of settlements were necessary for the expansion of their trade. What the company wanted was a puppet ruler would act in their favor. So they tried to replace the then Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dawla, with one of his rivals. This angered Siraj-ud-Dawla and ordered the company to stop interfering in his government affairs. Stop fortification of settlements and pay the taxes. When the company failed to pay taxes to his demand, the Nawab of Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla took control of Calcutta ports. He also cut off all the supplies to the company ships to aid to the company armed force. Under the leadership of Robert Clive defeated Nawab Siraj-ud-Dawla in 1757, the famous Battle of Plassey. The main defeat of Siraj-ud-Dawla was Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was one of a commander in Siraj-ud-Dawla's army, but turned traitor and never fought the battle against Robert Clive. Robert Clive had promised Mir Jafar then he would make Nawab after Siraj-ud-Dawla for his service. The Battle of Plassey was the first victory in India's soil. So this was the first battle which led the Britishers to expand their rule in India. Now we will talk about what was the cause or the reason for the Battle of Buxar after the Battle of Plassey. As promised, Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal. And after the war, Robert Clive went back to England. As the time went, Mir Jafar started opposing the working of the Britishers. So the British of India decided to replace him with his son-in-law Mir Qasim. But Mir Qasim was an efficient, disciplined, and clever ruler. Now again the same problem started with the new ruler Mir Qasim related to non-payment of taxes and fortification of forts, which brought the armies against each other. In 1763, Mir Qasim was defeated by the British, but he escaped. Mir Qasim took the help of Nawab of Awadh, Siraj-ud-Dawla and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. This combined force had a war against British at Buxar in 1764. The Britishers won the war, and with this Bengal, Awadh, Lucknow, presently Lucknow, and Mughal Empire was under the British control. And to handle the situation, Robert Clive was being called, and this is how the British East India Company, a trading company, emerged as a political power. And now it started interfering into the politics of India. In this chapter, we had covered the purpose of the Britishers, important battles during that period, and the divide and rule policy of the Britishers. Now I rest my video with this part of the chapter. Thank you.